ask you about AI. Is AI generated content going to kill my website's SEO?
It's not necessarily going to kill your website's SEO because it depends how you're using AI generated content. So if you're just, all right, so let's go back. Most people create AI generated content either through Bard or ChatGPT. Right now, it's mainly through ChatGPT. Or you're going to use a lot of other tools like the Ubersuggest AI Writer, which we have and a lot of others do. And a lot of us are just using APIs from ChatGPT, but we're modifying them to be SEO friendly or whatnot. Here's the thing. Their index is from 2021. It's not up to date. So if you haven't created you a piece of content on, let's call it, why you should eat an apple a day, all right? There's probably a lot of articles. I'm actually going to Google why you should eat an apple a day. All right, so check this out. Right now on my screen, I'll actually share my screen because why not? If we're going to do this, let's just do it right. Look at this. There's 1 billion plus results right there. That's a lot. If I actually enable Ubersuggest, why you should eat apple a day, it's not that search of a term out there. There's other terms that are a little bit more popular. Eating apple a day for a month. That's 260 searches, benefits of eating apple. All right, so there's not a ton of searches. Here's the top 10 results. Then you're going to page 2. Then you're going to page 3. No one really goes past page 3. So barely anyone searches for this term, but yet there's 1 billion results. All I'm getting at is Google's good at drowning out the noise. And what AI content's doing is just creating a ton of generic copycat, Where's Waldo type looking like content in which everything looks the same. There's nothing unique, new, or fresh. So is AI going to kill your SEO? Not necessarily. Is it going to get you a ton of traffic? Not really. What you need to do is if you want to use AI is have a human go in there and modify it. AI can help you start the writing process. You need a human to add their experience, their expertise, their authority, and their trust to make it stand out, make the article pop, so that way Google wants to rank it.
Love that. So what tools are you using? Like on my website, I'm using stuff like Yoast. I'm using the Google keyword ad tool to look at what the search inquiries use, like TubeBuddy, vidIQ. These are some of the tools I use to see like what keywords, how I want to start videos, what I want to start my post with. What's your favorite tool? I've also used this tool called askthepublic.com. You may have heard of it.
Yeah.
It's the public. Yeah, I may have heard of it. That's a pretty good one. What tools do you suggest to make sure that I can actually show up on page 1 of Google? Because I don't want to be one of those page 5. Page 5, there is no page 5. What tools can I use to hit top page of Google?
Answer the Public is a great one, but I'm biased because we own it. Ubersuggest is another one. Again, biased because I own it. SEMrush is great. Ahrefs is great. Moz is good. There's a lot of tools out there. The problem isn't what tools you need. The issue is to do really well, you need amazing content, a great user experience, and you need backlinks. So our people aren't going to really link to you unless you have a great user experience and you have a great content. Great user experience you can solve over time. You just keep tweaking and adjusting based on where users have issues, making sure your site loads fast, things like that. Content, people are lazy and they don't want to write amazing content, or they want to write similar content to their competition, but nothing unique, new, and fresh. People don't want to read stuff that's already been regurgitated 1,000 times. They want to read stuff that's fresh and new. That's the struggle most people have when it comes to ranking well on Google.
So you got to hit them with something that's unique and different. Like one of the things that I think a lot of podcasters make the mistake of doing is agreeing with everything that the guest says.
Yeah, and they shouldn't. And they should agree with whatever they think is right.
Exactly. Of course, you want to be able to back it up with facts, logic, data, and stuff like that. But that's one of the things that I try to focus on. So I want to get your opinion on this, Neil. I hear people say this all the time. AI won't take your job. Someone using AI will take your job. But it's the same damn thing. What's the difference?
I do think AI is going to replace a lot of people's job. Not in the short run. I think that's more of a long-term thing. In the short run, the real value is because if you look at most AI, it doesn't work out of the box where it can just do everything for you. It's not like this magic pill. You need humans to help you get there. And for that, you're going to have to go and spend a little bit of money paying people, or decent amount of money paying people to help you figure it all out.
So what do you think, like, what are you doing, Neil, to stay relevant, to stay impossible to replace? Like, when every single level of every single industry is going to be disrupted, Neil, what are you doing to stay relevant in this AI realm?
Sure. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm continually creating my own content. Instead of having AI do it, I'm creating new, fresh things versus having an index of the web go scrape a web and go create similar content. Instead, I'm doing new, fresh stuff that others aren't talking about. So that'll help me stand out. The second thing I'm doing is doing different things in marketing than my competition. So instead of only focusing on content, we focus heavily on tools as well. We'll have tools like Answer the Public or UberSys where we'll give away tons of stuff for free that people are used to paying for. So it starts helping you build an audience. The next thing we do is we focus on community. How can you actually help people and care from? I'm not talking about just podcasting or videos, but like when people ask you questions, how can you answer them and help them out? How can you pick up the phone when this mom calls you who's running a bed and breakfast, has no money to pay my ad agency, NP Digital, but yet if I help her, it can change her life. You go and you help her, and yeah, you may not be doing as much as someone paying you $1 million, but still, you do what you can. You improve her situation, and you give yourself a pat on the back for doing the right thing, right? You just go above and beyond, and you care for people and you care for the community.